Hello, my name is Chris and I'm a U-Haul hitch professional. If you're planning on towing a trailer with your Kia Telluride, then you're going to need trailer wiring. It is required by the law. Now let's take a look at this install. You will need the following tools and supplies to complete this installation. Begin by removing the tail light trim cover using a flathead screwdriver to pop it loose. You can now remove 3 fasteners with either a Phillips head screwdriver or a 10mm socket. The tail light can now be removed from the cavity. A trim panel tool with electrical tape can help with leverage and protect the vehicle's body. You can now disconnect the tail light by depressing the tab on the electrical connector. Repeat these steps for your passenger side tail light. You can now lower this driver's side underbody panel by removing 3 push pins with a flathead screwdriver and then 2 plastic nuts with a 14mm socket. We're now ready to install our wire harness. Take a length of wire to fish behind the bumper. Now tape the yellow and brown connector to the fish wire and pull it back up to the tail light cavity. Now insert the matching adapter of the wire harness into the vehicle. You can now route the green end connector to the passenger side tail light. You're going to want to try to keep it behind your fascia, in front of the hitch, and if possible, reach in and try to pass it over the bumper beam as we've done here. Now fish your green connector into the passenger side taillight cavity. We're now ready to install our power wire. I'm going to go ahead and use the U-Haul exclusive Power Wire 1 OE quality pre-braided power wire. You can remove your fuse panel cover by depressing 2 tabs and exposing a location for power. Remove this fastener with a 10mm socket. Place the ring terminal of the fuse holder over the post and reaffix the fastener. Tighten it snugly, but do not over tighten. Push down on the wire to lower the profile and return the fuse cover. Use a fishing pole or extra length of wire to pass down the firewall, avoiding any hot or moving parts, and then route the remaining rearward. Tape the fused end of the power wire to the fishing pole and pull it back up into the engine compartment. Now route the fused end to the fuse holder by hiding it behind any existing electrical wiring. We can now cover the fuse holder because we have 1 hot lead while we finish wiring up the vehicle. You can now zip tie the loose wiring to the existing electrical wiring in the vehicle. You can now route the power wire rearward by hiding it in the following trim panel. Use a 10mm socket and a 14mm socket to remove the fasteners. You can now follow the hard metal brake lines and zip tie the power wire along the way, avoiding any hot or moving parts. We can now connect our power wire to the converter box. Trim off any excess, strip your wire, and connect it with a heat shrink butt connector. Use a heat source to melt the plastic. You can now use the double-sided sticky tape to mount your converter box in an out-of-the-way location. Remember that your trim panel needs to connect near the hitch, so try to get as far from the hitch as you can. You can now mount your ground wire to a bare metal surface with the provided self-tapping screw. We're going to now install a wiring bracket for our 4-flat connector. If you do not have one of these, you can purchase one from the link in the description below. Choose the location for your bracket and use it as a template to drill out 2 holes using a 3/16 drill bit. Make sure there are no wires behind where you're drilling. As well, keep your fingers clear. The bracket does come with provided hardware. We are going to use a rivet for a longer lasting securement. You can now place the dust cover onto the wire harness. We can now hide our 4-flat connector wires behind the fascia and secure to existing electrical wiring or mounting points with zip ties. You can now reinstall your underbody panel. Tighten the plastic nuts, but snugly. Do not over tighten, as they are plastic and they will strip. We can now reconnect our taillights. You will need to push your 2 posts into the vehicle's body. You can now reinstall your 3 10mm fasteners. You can now pop your trim cover back into place. Repeat these steps for your passenger side. You can now install a 10-amp fuse. That concludes trailer wiring for your Kia Telluride with LED taillights. Thank you for watching. Remember to practice safe trailering, and we can't wait to see you out there. If you have any questions about the products seen in this video, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with your local U-Haul Hitch professional, please visit us online at uhaulhitches.com. You can also download the U-Haul app using the link in the description for even more ways to manage your hitch and towing needs.